Why is prostitution illegal, but paying people to have sex on camera for a porn video for money isn't? One distinction is that prostitution involves paying for your own sexual pleasure, whereas porn involves actors who are all being paid by a third party to put on a performance staged for the pleasure of some viewing audience. That change of emphasis could make a real difference when it comes to particularly challenging sex acts. For example, anything potentially degrading or painful. Someone who's paying to get off will be invested in doing the thing and doing it right now while they are aroused, whereas coworkers putting on a porno are going to be more amenable to taking breaks, skipping something one is finding difficult, or finding ways to make it easier. Having the producer take part would indeed get into some questionable territory about which is which. Also, the production of legal professional porn is heavily regulated. You can't just hire a prostitute and bring a camera as a legal fig leaf. Uncle Sam doesn't get his cut of the money when it's behind closed doors and privately set up. This is not exactly how it works. It's not just the presence of a camera. Professional porn has much stricter regulations, licenses, and stuff like that. The idea is that it's much safer and can be controlled better in terms of sex traffic and abuse. And of course, taxes. I can't vouch for the US, but in the UK you can arrange to meet a sex worker via online sites and it's completely legal. It's the public nuisance aspect of prostitution on the street that's the issue. Keep it private and there's no issue. Because if you can legally kill people by denying their medical insurance claim, then why the fuck not have other capitalist loopholes? I think you may need some sort of documentation for filming, such as proof of age and permits, etc. You can't just solicit prostitutes with a camera and call it porn for it to be legal. Prostitution is not federally illegal. The legality of prostitution is based on state and local laws. This is similar for the legality of filming porn. Most porn is filmed in the same few areas of the country, lots of it in Southern California where there is legal precedent for it to be legal. Basically, it's very region and case specific on whether making a porno is legal. Well, in prostitution the prostitute earns the money. Personal profits boo. In porn the producers and film companies make the profit. Yay for corporate profits, clap clap clap. Because prostitution on camera is art per the courts in the US. It makes no sense to me either. They should legalize sex work. It would avoid so many problems that come from unregulated illegal sex work, including mass trafficking, studs, health care for the workers, legitimizing a taxable business, etc. Porn producers need to have money to have equipment to film people with, so the law protects them, because they're part of the capitalist class that uses other people's labor for their own profit via ownership of the means of the production, a profit that can then be taxed by the state. The same establishment hates prostitutes, because the establishment says that if prostitutes want to have sex for money, they should go be exploited by a porn producer for taxable wages, not merely exchange sex for money. Well, there you go, just make movies. Cheat code cracked. I have a stupid question to add on to this. If you get a prostitute and film it, does that make prostitution legal? Because they are not being paid for sex, they are being paid for their performance on camera. BC is one is not taxable. Both should be legal. Grown-ass adults should be able to fuck for whatever reason they like. Yeah, it's all about taxes. Seems silly someone couldn't sell their OWN body that belongs to them if they want to. Neither part of the sentence is true everywhere in the world. Having sex for money in itself is not usually illegal, but the adjacent business practices like managing prostitutes, running a brothel, or advertising sex for money are what is usually illegal. As such, if you're hiring someone to make a film, but part of that film involves sex, it is not considered the same thing as advertising the specific service of sex in exchange for money. Further, in the USA, the material is protected by the First Amendment the same way that, say, a painting of two models engaging in sexual activity would be, or a written work describing a real-life sexual encounter would be. The porn lobby is crazy powerful. One can be taxed.